So now I'd like to share some of the things I learned during my time at Brewster High School. I'm going to start with a story. In this story, there's a man next to a water pump, and in his hands he has a cup full of water and an empty bucket. A sign on the pump says, to get water, first prime the pump with 1 cup. So basically he has to get it ready with a cup of water first. The man looks at the cup in his hands. He has enough water now, but he would need more later, and that's why he wants to fill the bucket. But then he thinks, should I actually use the cup of water? What if the pump doesn't work? After a little bit, he decides that he feels comfortable holding on to his 1 cup of water. Then a woman comes. She takes her cup, walks right up to the pump, primes it, fills her bucket, and starts to walk away. And he goes, wait, how could you so easily give up your cup of water? Weren't you worried it might not work? She says, a little, but if it didn't work, the cup wasn't going to last that long anyway, so why not take the chance? Now, using all those skills we learned in English class, we can analyze the moral of the story. It could be many things, but for me, it has to do with something that all of us, including myself, suffer from, and that is fear. Not fear of snakes or spiders or getting 6 C's in a row on a test, but a fear of failure. And why are we afraid of failure? Well, it's because we're afraid of being embarrassed and mocked. We're afraid of letting others down. We're afraid that we just don't have what it takes. This fear stands between us and our goals. And there are so many experiences that I wish I could redo because I was just holding myself back in fear. So I asked myself, how can we all overcome this fear? And after meditating in a tree for 31 straight days with no food or water, I had an epiphany. The answer, I think, is quite simple, but it's much easier said than done, and it's something I'm still working to get better at. There are 2 parts to this answer. The first is to realize that real life isn't like middle school. No one makes fun of people for being tryhards. We're afraid to put in that extra work because if we fail, it'll be even more humiliating. But no one is ever penalized for giving their best effort. Because if you do everything in your power to accomplish a task, if you do more than what anyone else could have in your position but still fail, no one can hold that against you. So don't be afraid to try. As an example, one particular basketball player has missed the most game-winning shots in NBA history, yet he is considered one of the most clutch players ever. Kids even shout his name when they throw a paper ball into a garbage can, and he is none other than Kobe Bryant. Even with all of those missed shots, he is still praised. But why? It's because at the end of the game, he isn't afraid of the pressure. He isn't afraid of what other people will say if he misses. He isn't afraid to take that last shot because he knows he will have left everything out on the court. The second part to the answer is to realize that no one is perfect. Too often, we chase perfection and become discouraged when we can't reach it. Then we start lowering our goals because there's a smaller chance of failure. But we all have things we struggle with. We're not going to be perfect. And like Hannah Montana once said, everybody makes mistakes. So what should we do instead? I believe we should stop the pursuit for perfection and shift our focus instead to improving ourselves and being the best that we can be. Aim for growth and improvement and strive to be the best version of yourself. And recognize that the greatest failure is failing to be true to yourself. Being true to yourself also entails doing what you love. But what do I mean by that? Because I love to play video games, eat Honey Nut Cheerios, and watch YouTube videos all day. That's not very productive. What I mean is to find your passion. And if you don't know what your passion is yet, well, welcome to the club. You still got time to figure it out, but you would be doing yourself a disservice by being afraid to try new things. So do yourself a favor and explore, discover your passions. I'd like to end by pointing out that almost every successful person has failed at some point before finding success. For example, Michael Jordan, Thomas Edison, J.K. Rowling, and Abraham Lincoln have all failed multiple times in their lives, yet they are remembered by their accomplishments because they continue to do what they were passionate about. So, class of 2019, no matter what you do in the future, whether you're going off to college, taking a gap year, joining the workforce, or serving in the military, find your passion, take some risks, and don't be afraid to prime the pump. Thank you and congratulations.